what we're going to do first is we are going to back up our data. We're then going to copy it into another company, which we can keep as an archive and we can access any time. And then we're actually going to do the general ledger rollover. Okay, so first thing, if we need to be in single user, make sure there's nobody else on the system. If you've got web apps, you need to turn those off as well. So if I just go find my web apps and just open that up and drag it over to the correct screen. If we do have a web app, we need to go into here, File, and Stop the Service. Okay, we can see the service is stopped there. I'm just going to minimize that and leave it in the background. Okay, so first thing we'll do is we'll take a copy of our company. So system maintenance, database management, transfer company out. And if I just click here, next, we're working in my demonstration company, so I'm going to do the demonstration company. Okay, here, I normally suggest that we keep our normal backups and transfers in a folder called Transfers underneath the Triumph directory. This particular one, I would probably be having a special folder called Archive Folders. And that's so these ones we don't want to delete really. So if I just go into their Archive Folders, I'm going to call it the name of your company, and we'll go for June 2019. Okay, so plenty of information in there, so we know exactly what it is. And if in here you want to put a comment as well, we shall put a comment in. June 19 accounts before year end rollover. And I can put GL in there as well, because we may have rolled some of the other sub-ledgers by now. So if I click next, depending on the size of your data, this can take 5-10 minutes. I've just got a little demo company here, so there's very little in there. Okay, so if I go onto here now, obviously nothing's changed there. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to copy this company. So this is my live company that we're in at the moment, and I'm going to call it, I'm going to put a Z at the front of it. The only reason I'm going to put a Z at the front of it is so that on our list of companies it's going to go to the bottom, and I'm going to call it Z Demo Company year end June 19, and I'm going to put in a folder. If you've got initials of your company or a short name, I'd use that to start with, and then I'm going to go 1819. So it's pretty obvious, even if we're looking under the file structure of Triumph, that we know that that's the 1819 data in there. So if I again click next, and then I click on process in there, then we can see that that's rolling over. So again, if we just wait a few seconds, and that's doing a quick validation as well. And again, obviously with your company, this can take a little bit longer, because as I say, I've got very, very little data in my demo company. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go into the archive company that we've just created. So there it is, Z Demo Company, year end June 19. And I'm going to do one or two things in here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the colour of the background. It may seem like a silly thing to do, but I find that if we don't do this, you'll tend to find that somebody may have gone into the company one day, and all of a sudden you've got all these different all these transactions in there, and they've lost their transactions for the day, or they've got to re-enter them. So what I'm going to do, I must admit I normally create some disgusting colour, but let's go for a purple. That's not too bad. So if I click in there, and I'm changing my company colour background, and then if I click OK there, Triumph logs off, so I have to log back in again, back into my demo company, and we can see here as it comes up that the colour has changed. If I show you that in a multi-location company, show you that same screen, it is slightly different, and just bear with me while I change my location in this company, as I've been on a different location. And if I go to the same thing here in a multi-location environment, start maintenance, I've got my colour background, company background here, so I would tick that and change this. What you'll probably find is that you'll have these boxes ticked, and that will either give you different images when you're in your different locations or different colours. So if you want to untick those and just change your company background there, then that's a way to change that. Okay, so back into my what is effectively my archive company, because it's last year's data. And there's probably one other thing I'd suggest that we do in here, which go to system maintenance, system setup, system control, and system control again. And if we go to the operation here, there's this little thing here, inquiry only company. And again, this is just to stop people going in there accidentally and posting things. While we've got an inquiry only company, then people can only, well, they can't post in it really. They can do reports, you can look at things, but you can't really post anything. If I save that, I expect I'll probably get an error in a second. Oh no, it didn't. I was expecting to give me an error because if we look down here on the bottom right hand corner, I'm in multi-user mode, and it quite often makes me do this inquiry, makes me do this when you're in single user. Okay, so to recap, we've now gone and we've done a backup of our company, which was our transfer out. We've created an archive company that we can easily access. It's here on the menu. We've gone in there, changed the colour of the background so we can quickly and easily identify that we're in the wrong company if we accidentally go into it. And we also changed it so it's an inquiry company. In other words, nobody can do any postings in there. So I'm going to go back into my live company now. So now we're going to do the general ledger rollover for our live company. So what I'll do, I'm going to go into general ledger, I'm going into special processing and end of period processing. So one thing to consider before you do this, if you've got any bank reconciliations that you're in the middle of, you need to go in and complete those. So let me just quickly go out of here and into bank reconciliations and special processing bank recs. If I just click on here and then use these use the next button to go through, you can see there that none of my bank's reconciliations are in progress. If I'd have actually been in one, so nothing on there. Do I have anything in any of these? Dates are okay. So yeah, let's say that I was in the middle of one. Take you back into this screen. It says there reconciliation in progress. As I say, I need to either finish that reconciliation or I need to delete it and then start again next time. And to delete it, we just go to delete there. Do you wish to remove the bank rec in progress? Yes, please. Okay, we'll make sure we don't have a bank rec on the go. So back into general ledger, special processing, end of period processing. Obviously you can go back and have a look at the rewind the video anytime you want. Just down here on the left hand corner you've got option GSE, so you can see from the screenshot where we actually are. We're in GSE, that's the shortcuts on the keyboard. So end of period processing. You can see that my sub-ledgers I've got in July 2019 already, and my sales analysis I've got in June 2020, so they've already been rolled. The general ledger, I haven't been rolling that monthly. Some of you may have that as 30th September 18 or anything up to 30th of June 19. So if I tick this end of year button, you can see that there it's changed to 31st of July 19, which is the first month in our 1920 year. So we'll go with that. I'll click on next. And here we have the options of either clearing the budgets. So if you have general ledger budgets in there, this will change them all to 0. You can have some budgets in there that based on the current actuals. So if your sales for 2018-19 were $1 million, then that is going to be your budget figure, going to appear in your budget figures for next year if you want to be doing actual versus budget analysis. Or thirdly, you can leave existing budgets. So if you've already got budgets in there that you've done for 18-19, it will retain these same budgets for 19-20. So I'm going to clear budgets in this case. I actually don't need any. And if I go next, it's giving me all of these warnings. So it's saying, please ensure you have a current backup or transfer out before proceeding. So we've gone and done all that. And then it's just double checking you've nominated to process an end of year. However, the current period does not match your nominated end of year, 30th June 19. Have all transactions been posted to all periods? So if I just go back there, I'm just going to check it says July 19, not 18. And having double checked, and you see that we can just go backwards and forwards, I'm going to confirm to proceed with process. Click on process, and over it goes. Again, your data will probably be a lot more than what I've got here in my demo data, which is a vast 69 general ledger transactions. So yes, we haven't been that busy, have we? So there, if we click on finish, then basically that is done. We can do a double check here. If I just go to system maintenance and system setup, general ledger control and financial period maintenance, we can see here that my first period is July 19 and period 12 is June 2020. I'd recommend as well that you do another transfer out here. And so system maintenance, database management, transfer company out, and really that there. So I'm going to change that back to my standard transfers as opposed to my archives. So if I just go to Triumph 6.1 and transfers, I'm just going to save that there. I can give it a name if I like, which is post 2018-19 to 2019-20 rollover. And so yeah, if I start doing one or two transactions and I realise something doesn't quite look right, I've got a backup I can do, and the backup's been done after the rollover, which will probably make a difference for most of you out there, because you'll have more than the 70 transactions or so that we had in the Play company. Okay, transfer out, and so yeah, there we go. We have got a backup of that as well in case we need to go back to that. That's it really for the year end itself. I'll do another video, and because this is a great time to go clear things up. So obviously, in our various sub ledgers, we may have inventory that's old, debtors that are old that we all want to tidy up. So I'll do a little video on that as well. But yeah, in the meantime, if you've got any queries, or you would like myself to do the backup for you and the rollover, either give me a call 0487 987 487,